Hey guys, so I am actually in my onesie. I probably look really tired, I'm really ill, and I've just been in bed for the last hour because I don't know, I feel really sick and I don't know. My eye has been hurting a lot like earlier on this morning, so I literally just came home to rest because I'm just too tired, and I was like, I don't want to risk anything, but I wanted to film a video because I was on my phone just scrolling through Twitter, and today is actually I forgot what it's called. Oh. I'm so tired. Right, let me find it and I will come back to you. Right, I just found it. It's called oh, it's just gone out of my head. Oh, National Rare Disease Day, I think. I will literally put the hashtag somewhere up there. And if you guys have watched me before, probably after this you won't ever watch a video again, but I have a condition called SturgeWeber Syndrome, and it is a very rare condition linking the brain, the eyes, and my face, all linked together to do with blood vessels and the way the electrical signals get sent down from between your brain and the eyes. And obviously people assume, and they're not wrong to assume, that I just have a birthmark, but my eyes, if I show you sorry. I'm so tired, but I just want to take a film, I don't know why, about it being National Rare Disease Day. But yeah, if you can see, I can't see anything, by the way, because obviously I have a very bad eyesight. My eyes look pretty much normal. My left eye is bigger than my right eye due to glaucoma, which I've had since obviously birth, which apparently, when I was looking at Great Ormond Street's Twitter, it is one of the rare conditions that people actually don't know about, and they were just talking about glaucoma and trying to raise awareness about it. And I have glaucoma. I have had it since birth in my left eye. It basically means your pressure in your eye is very high, so anything above 16, I feel, I'm not an optician or a doctor, so don't quote me, from what I know that the doctor told me, anything above 16 isn't great, and for a condition like mine, basically it is very bad. And I used to have my pressures going up to 35, and that is basically really bad because it obviously alters the vision. Over time it will just go worse and worse, and it kind of links to my retinal detachment, which is another condition in my eye. And all these random things come together with my birthmark and my blood vessels in the brain, mainly my left side, all form the SturgeWeber Syndrome. And I know I did a video about it where I kind of spoke to you about a year ago, I'd say, and that was really hard because I've not really spoken about it. But now I'm more I want to raise awareness. I'm actually really open to speak about it because I recently saw on social media, with chronic conditions, sometimes they're so invisible that people don't realise, and sometimes the people who have a chronic condition like myself, we find it really hard to deal with because no one understands, and it's hard for people to believe you, because obviously if you're not showing a visible difference, it's hard for people to know that because they're not psychic, they're not going to understand. And I think this is why I want to film videos to kind of raise awareness about chronic conditions and how not every condition is visible, because a lot of people just think with my condition it's just a mark, it's just someone who's got a red skin tone and that is it. But it's not just that. There are so many little things that inside my body that aren't right, and it's just frustrating sometimes that people don't seem to understand that, because I can, my friends understand that if I get tired it's because of my condition and it's not something I just make up. And when I walk and stuff like that, if I go shopping with my friends, and I know I need a break, they're so understanding because they know that I do get tired quite a lot. But I feel some people might not understand because they just think it's just a mark, but it's not. And I feel like other conditions and other chronic conditions, I feel really sad because sometimes they go through it alone and people think it's an invisible condition, and I just don't want people who have a chronic condition to feel like they are alone. And most conditions are well known, and there are some that can be quite rare. So mine is quite rare. Like, I've never met someone who's got a condition like me. I've heard from 1 or 2 people on social media who've DM'd me, who've watched my videos. Hi, if you're watching. Thank you for the support. But the other people, like, I'm gonna put my hands up and say that I don't know most conditions. I only know ones that are similar to me and the ones that we've heard of. And, like, for example, diabetes, that is a chronic condition, and there are so many small conditions and, like, invisible, that people don't realise. And this is why I would love social media to be a place where we can just raise awareness about it so that more people know, because I personally would love to know more about it. Because, you know, I see these horrible tweets on Twitter about how someone with a chronic condition gets really badly looked at because they're tired and they sit down in a seat that they're not meant to be, and they just get really weirdly looked at. But they do deserve it, because first of all, if you got a chronic condition, you might also have a disability, and you might actually deserve that seat because you might get tired, or you might just need it. And sometimes people do look, like, I've been weirdly looked at, and some people are really nice, and I'm someone who can, like, it's hard to describe, but my face, if I'm tired, you can tell I am tired. Like, so sometimes they realise, sometimes they don't. And obviously I'm not going to sit in a seat if I know I don't need it, because I know that there could be someone else who needs it more, and I will always get up if I know that someone needs it more because they need it. Like, I'm sorry, but if you can see someone needs it, you have to give up your seat. And I just see these tweets, and sometimes it makes me really upset that people don't realise, and that invisible chronic conditions are a thing. And this is why, like, social media, as much as people say, oh, social media is really bad for you, like, blah, 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 like, Instagram, whatever, it can be used in such an amazing way. Like, for example, on Twitter, I was scrolling through the hashtag for the hashtag, like, rarediseaseday. I can't remember what it's called, I'm so sorry. And it's just amazing to read about all these little stories and about all these amazing things that people have gone through, and still they're chasing their dreams and they're achieving what they want to do. And it's so nice that they're actually raising awareness at the same time, because it's kind of like showing me that, yeah, I can be ill and I'm literally lying in bed and just resting because I need to, but I can still achieve what I want to do. I can still get my A levels, and I can still do what I want to do. And it's nice to actually learn about stuff like this, because it just makes you more aware of what others are going through, because it's getting quite dark. Like, I feel like I am in such a lucky position where I'm getting amazing healthcare, I'm being treated by great doctors. I was at one of the best hospitals ever at Great Ormond Street, and obviously I am so grateful, and I know that other people unfortunately aren't. And this is why I want to be able to raise awareness of having a visible difference, like having a birthmark, but then also not having a visible difference, because some people just think it's a birthmark, but I'm telling you, it ain't. It is so much more. And it's just frustrating sometimes, because I've got friends who have known from Great Ormond Street, and it's just hard because I know quite a lot of them. I'm obviously not going to name their conditions or name who they are, knowing that they go through so much and they are so brave, like so brave. And then it just frustrates me because people don't realise, and like, it's not about getting sympathy or like, oh my god, feel sorry for me, because trust me, my friends know I hate that. Like, I absolutely don't like getting that sympathy. It just makes me feel weird. Like, my friend Shani, she's always telling me like, you're so strong and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it's nice to hear that once in a while, don't get me wrong, but like, she's literally like, you never talk about your condition and stuff like that, because personally I'm just like, I've dealt with it my whole life, and yes, I want to raise awareness, but I don't want it to make it sound like it's detrimental to me and that it's like stopping me from what I'm doing, because it's not. I'm still doing what I want to achieve, and this is why I want to raise awareness that having a condition, yeah, it can be painful and it can be hard, but we're just like everyone else. Like, yeah, we are going through something else and we are strong and we are doing stuff, but like it's just annoying and frustrating sometimes, and I know this probably does not make sense to you, but it makes sense in my head. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know, I might not even upload this. I just wanted to talk about it and be like, to the people who may have a chronic condition, know that you're not alone, and that if you do have a rare genetic condition or like any rare illness, mental health illness, anything like that, is the fact that just remember, you will get through it one day. You have the power. You can do this. Like, it's hard to believe, but once you do believe it, and once you fully know 100% that you can do it, you will do it. Like, I feel like it's so hard when other people tell you, oh, you'll get through it, or like you'll beat it and stuff like that. It can only come from you. And for me personally, watching videos helps me, because it's kind of like you can see that person's emotion and you can see like that they really mean it, and then it kind of puts it into my head like that I can do it and that I can just push through it. Like, for example, I know that I'm not feeling too great at the moment and that I'm resting, but I'm like, at the end of the day, I can get better and I will, and it's only temporary, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not going to be feeling tired my whole life. Obviously I feel that parts of my life, but it's not stopping me. Like, I'm going traveling with my best friend in like 5 months, March, April, May, June, July, yeah, 5 months, and we are traveling around Europe. Like, yes, my condition is going to limit me in some ways, in terms of like I'm not going to be able to do everything, but at least I've got the opportunity to go, and I'm still going no matter what. And if you guys know and have watched my videos, you'll know that like I love like filming travel vlogs, and traveling is one of my favorite hobbies. Just the fact that I love exploring different cultures and like different areas and just seeing the way other people live, and this is why I'm so excited. And it's just to show, and I wanted to show others that like your condition or whatever you're facing doesn't have to put you down. Someone who's probably doing A-levels right now probably feels like, oh, they don't have the time or the chance to get through A stars. There is nothing stopping you. And like days where like there's like rare genetic condition awareness days or whatever like that, stuff like that make you realise that like there are other people going through stuff that you don't know. And the biggest thing that I feel like I want people to take from the video is the fact that you don't know what other people go through. Someone can post so much on social media, which is why it's quite scary sometimes, because people can think people have perfect lives. Like, trust me, I feel like that. Like, when I watch when I follow all these YouTubers, I follow all my friends, like, we don't know what everyone goes through. Like, not 101%, even our own parents. Yeah, we can tell them everything, but obviously the only person who knows everything is yourself. And like, sometimes it's so hard. You can't judge other people because sometimes you don't know what they're going through. And people who have chronic conditions, sometimes they're at their best, sometimes they can be in the middle, sometimes they can be at their lowest. And I feel like they have to be so brave as well, because at this moment in time, like beforehand, chronic conditions weren't really like talked about a lot. However, I'm so glad that they are being talked about a lot more, like raising awareness and just trying to show others that people are going through so much. And I know that this week is the like, I think it's like eating awareness week. I don't know what the actual hashtag is. I will write it here as well. And I don't know if this is a bad thing to say, but it's actually nice for people to share these stories, because it shows others who may be unfortunately facing that time that they're not going through it alone, and that there are people, because obviously not everyone's going to post their negative stories. Like, it's hard when you do that, and by sharing that, first of all, you are such a strong person. The fact that you've put yourself out there is just amazing, and well done to you. And you're helping others without even realising. And reading all these little things has helped me as well, because it's made me feel like, oh, I'm not the only one. Because sometimes you feel like that when you have a condition, or you might have, unfortunately, an eating disorder. And having these weeks where you can raise awareness about it is so important, to not only educate others, but to help the people who are actually diagnosed or suffering from it. And yeah, that's basically what I wanted to share, like my feelings and stuff. Because last night when I went to bed, I was just thinking about how social media can be talks about how bad it is and how it's like making people suffer and stuff like that. But you know what? There are ways to make it positive. Like, there are YouTube videos. There are people out there who are so inspiring and so motivating. And like, we need to concentrate on that and focus on the fact that it has helped so many people. Because hands down, it has helped me when, by posting videos literally like this, in my onesie, with my hair like this, let's not even talk about that, but I don't even care. Like, I've got spots, my birthmark, and it's like, if I can help someone with their confidence, that is so important to me. Because obviously there are days where I feel insecure. Like, it might come across that I'm okay with my birthmark, and I am, don't get me wrong, but I still feel insecure. There are days that, like last week, I had to film something for Interrailing because I was working with them to do something. I felt really insecure, and there are days where I'm like super confident. I'll be like, yeah, let's take selfies, you know, like let's post on Instagram. But some people aren't like that, and it's really upsetting because I've got the best, I feel like I've genuinely got so much support from friends, family, teachers, and I feel like I get scared that other people don't have that. So if they can watch someone like me who's confident on camera, who doesn't mind looking like this, it's just, it makes me feel confident as well, that I'm first of all doing something right, and that if someone else can watch this and feel more confident, that just makes me so happy. And I just want others who may have a birthmark or a port wine stain or a visible difference to understand that, yeah, they are unique and that they are amazing, but to also make them realize that they are like everyone else, and that they don't need to be labeled as someone different or as abnormal. Because I've seen on Twitter, and I've seen really horrible stuff written about other people being named these horrible words to do with their condition, and it literally frustrates me so much. Like, first of all, why would you want to say stuff like that? Like, it's just awful. Like, the person typing, I don't get how they could just type that. And it's like, even if it's not about me, just seeing that for someone else, imagine that person reading. It's just the worst. And it's like, they're going out of their way to help others and to raise awareness of a visible difference, and then people like them who are giving them hate comments for doing what? Like, they have done nothing wrong, and the fact that they are raising awareness about a visible difference, something that they've grown up with, that can be really difficult, it's just, it baffles me. Like, it honestly baffles me, and like, I just don't understand that. And it's like, it's just annoying, because it's like, no one deserves any of that. And it's like, people with a visible difference, they are going through so much. Like, it is hard. Yeah, I understand. Even people who may suffer from acne or like have spots that they're not comfortable with, it is hard. And if everyone is going through it, and I feel like if people can share it more, it will help others. Because obviously there are days where even the prettiest people, they're going to feel insecure. And even the people who don't think they're pretty at all, they're going to feel insecure. And it's just that everyone is feeling insecure. But because on social media, it's like, I feel like part of social media is literally like a plaster, and it's like you want to rip it off to see to see other people and who they are, as in, like, it's so hard to explain, but like, social media can be perceived as a way of posting perfect moments and like the best times of your life. Because don't get me wrong, when I post on social media, I do post the best times of my life, but now I want to change that, and I kind of want to show that, look, yeah, I am having good times, but I also can be having rough times. And this is kind of like why I love YouTube, because you can highlight everything. And I just want people to realise that the main thing is you are not alone. And it's hard to understand, but once you get it, you get it. Because right now, I know I'm not alone, and I used to feel like that. If someone asked me about 8 months ago, how do you feel, blah, 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 I would have 100% hands down been like, I feel alone, I've got no support, no one gets me. But now, it's the complete opposite, because having raised awareness, having spoken on YouTube, having filmed, vlogged, like, spoken to so many people at my hospital, opened up to my parents about like, oh, I feel like at times I feel insecure and stuff like that, made me realise that I do not feel alone. Because yeah, I might be going through something a little bit bigger with my birthmark, but then I realised that there could be other people, like, you guys might know Nikki Lily, an inspiration of mine, a 14-year-old, I think she's 14 or maybe 13, who has a very similar condition, but hers is like an ABM, so it's a bit bigger than mine, and obviously it's a lot more visible. She's just an inspiration to raise awareness of the condition at her age. She's just so mature, and it's amazing. And for her, she has gone through so much. Like, she's just an inspiration. And I met her at VidCon, and we just had such a lovely chat, and hopefully we'll stay in contact. She's just so lovely, and I just love her as a person. And she's someone, even though I'm older, she is just someone I look up to, and she's just amazing. And she's obviously going through something a lot worse, and for her to go through that and still post videos, she's just so brave. And it makes me realise that, like, we're not all alone, and that social media can be used to bring people who feel alone to not feel alone. Because before filming videos, I was alone, and I felt like that, and YouTube has helped me bring it all together. And I feel like if other people can do that, social media can be used in such a positive way, and not in a way that, oh, we're picturing the perfect lifestyle. Because I guarantee you, no one is 100% happy at all times. No one can be content. No one can never feel 100% confident. Like, there must surely be a time where once in your life, minimum, you feel insecure, or you don't feel confident, and that you feel like you're alone. And I just want social media to be a platform where it can be used to raise awareness of such amazing things, and what amazing, like, things, sorry I said that again, that people go through. And like, it's just, sometimes it's just so annoying. And I wanted to talk about this and like kind of just rant and just explain that this is how I feel. And I wanted to post this video, but I didn't know when or like what I was going to say, because I have no points. Normally I literally have like a notebook and I write stuff down because I've got a bad memory, and I just wanted to let it all out and just share how I feel about social media and like raising awareness, and how social media can be so frustrating, but it can also be the best thing to happen to others as well. And yeah, basically I think I'm going to end it here because it is 22 minutes long. I apologise. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this rant. So yeah, I shall see you later. Bye.